6:45 on January 14th, 2010. We'll call this public hearing to order. We have two on the agenda. The first one is Ordinance 2009-33. This is an ordinance adopting, enacting, codification, revise of the ordinance of the City of Laverne. Anyone to speak here or for? If anyone needs to be updated on this, Bruce, you might could add anything if you need to. I think everybody's pretty much aware of this. Is there anyone here to speak for or against Ordinance 2009-33? All right. No one here to speak for or against? I'm closing Ordinance 2009-33. Second one we have tonight is Ordinance 2009-34. Ordinance to amend the City of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing official zoning map for tax map 18A, Group A, parcel 10.01 and 12, located at 114 and 120 Glendale Drive, consisting of approximately 26.13 square foot, from a C2 commercial zoning district to a R3 residential zoning district. Is anyone here to speak for or against Ordinance 2009-34? You may come up at this time. Ordinance 2009-34. I don't see no one coming up to speak for or against. Okay, at this time we'll close the public hearing. The meeting will start at 7 o'clock. Everybody set? 7 o'clock, we'll call this meeting to order. The prayer will be by Alderman Walden. The pledge will be by the Vice Mayor, Jerry Gann. All rise, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, let us pray. Thank you for the many blessings that we give thanks for, all we have been blessed with. We thank you for the freedom that we all enjoy in this great country. Let us pray for the people in Haiti that's going through some difficult ordeals. Let us pray for our men and women that are serving the country and their families at home. Guide and give this board wisdom to make the right decisions for our neighbors of this great city. Our prayers go out to the Wright family. In Jesus' name, amen.
Face the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, very good. Best way to start a meeting. Need to approve the minutes for December 3rd, 2009, public hearing, and December 3rd, 2009, regular meeting, and the December 14th, 2009, special meeting. I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Okay, we'll start with the department report, fire department. Nobody's here. I hadn't spoke to anybody. Chief, you know anything about it? Okay.
I can make a call if you'd like.
That's fine. We'll go ahead to police department. Also, before you get started, do want to recognize our Sergeant at Arms tonight is Detective Eubanks.
Sure. Detective Eubanks, I'll introduce the board, and also Bob Hayes is our new detective. Bob has been with us for over 4 years, plus he put in a year and a half of reserve free for us, so we figured we got a little bonus out of that. And John's been here almost 3 years, and so they've been put on the detectives. We was down 3, we put 2. They said they would do the work for 3, so
We like hearing that,
expect
Chief.
that from them. First off, Mayor, Board, if I could, I'll do the December stats, and I got a year-end stats for us too, please, sir. For December of 2009, total calls of 3,072, crashes were at 67, alarms 166, ambulance cars 111, motor assist was 73, 34 domestics, 28 burglaries, 68 thefts, with a total of 164 arrests. 9 of those being DUI, 51 driver's license, and 15 drug-related arrests. On their stats for the year, we had total number of calls was 40,250, 920 crashes that was reported, 1,934 alarms, ambulance calls was 1,171, motor assist was 808, 472 domestics, 259 burglaries, 599 in thefts. Arrest was 1,586, 70 of those DUI, 524 driver's license violation, 126 drug arrests. Total citations was 12,892. We deposited $663,057 in the account for the year.
You had a very exciting night tonight, a very lively night. How's our police officer doing that was involved in the accident? She's doing better?
She's doing well. She's recovering at home. She's sore, but got a few staples in the head. But besides that, she was lucky. We were lucky we didn't get 2 officers hurt really bad. One of them was paying real good attention and seen it coming and yelled a little bit of warning. But the crash still happened, but she's doing well.
I don't want special thanks, Box 100, all Mosley, for working that night, late that night, with the power lines being down, the power being out. So
I think
a lot of people sleeping. It was very
I think
busy.
we had some other fires from the grid that was changed, and he overloaded some other transformers on Old Nashville Highway, and they went out, and I think that was a big problem too, of trying to get those fixed. But they worked through it, and we do appreciate Box 100's help out there. It was cold.
Very cold.
Any questions for you, Chief? Thank you, sir. Let me go back to the Laverne Fire Department. Go ahead, Chief. You're fine. I'll do the Laverne Fire right quick, so we'll have something on paper here. Yeah, total calls to fire department was 78. Structural fires was 10. The fire alarms was 25. Vehicle fires was 5. Grass fires was 1. Hazard material calls was 3. Motor vehicle accidents was 21. Medical calls was 5. Emergency miscellaneous calls was 2. Non-emergency calls was 7. Any questions for the fire department? Good, thank you. All right, code department.
Mayor, Alderman, for the month of December, the Codes Department issued 4 single-family dwelling permits, 1 sign permit, 3 grading permits, 1 garage shed permit, 2 other permits, 1 mobile home permit. Total permits for the month was 12. Complaints called in for the month was 5 for junk cars and yards, 29 for trash and yards, 23 other. Impact fees for the month was $2,652 for road, $933 for park, $336 for police. Monthly revenue with impact fees was $8,045. Total number of single-family permits issued year-to-date is 78. Total number of single-family permits issued same time period in 2008 was 163. Total number of permits issued for the year was 245.
I know me and the vice mayor got some of the same calls, because when I was calling Mike Jenkins on some of the calls I got, he was on the phone with the vice mayor, so I guess we was getting some of the same complaints, so. We were pretty busy last week on that, I guess, Mike was.
The year end for the single-family dwelling permits was 78, commercial was 27, miscellaneous was 28, 28 sign permits, 8 grading permits, 22 garage and shed permits, 46 other permits, 8 mobile home permits. Complaints called in for the year was 709 for tall grass, 89 for junk cars and yards, 250 for trash and yards, and 270 other. Monthly revenue total in impact fees was $84,812.09.
Any questions for your engineer?
On the complaints, the others, 270, that covers everything from barking dogs to...
Correct. It's just a lot of miscellaneous stuff that doesn't fit in the other 3.
Thank you, sir. Park and Rec.
Good evening, Mayor and Aldermen. As you can see on our report, for December, our regular programs, jazzercise, clogging, and kickboxing are going very well. And our building rentals, we had 12 at each building for the month of December, so we were very busy during the holiday months. All the youth league sign-ups are beginning now on the weekends. If you need specific details of times and places, just call the Parks and Recreation Department or go to the league websites. The annual youth league meeting for youth league administrators is on January 30th. And our senior center, the cold weather has not slowed them down as much as I thought it would. They are still taking their trips, and they've had some really good educational speakers this month. Their big trip for the month is January 27th to Metropolis. So please call the senior center if you would like to be in on that. Any questions?
Any questions for your Park and Rec Director?
It's probably a couple months early for it, but the Celebrate Laverne it's still scheduled for the second Saturday in March.
I believe it is the second Saturday in March. I don't know that exact date, but
All right, anyone
Anything else?
else?
thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. She was late, now she's trying to get a quick jump on it. Finance Department.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. This month's financial report represents year-to-date through November of 2009, which is our first 5 months of the fiscal year. General fund is approximately $1.4 million over in expenses as compared to revenues. Local sales tax is about $46,000 unfavorable to prior year, and we're still running about $15,000 favorable to budget. State street aid expenses are less than revenues by $113,000. Stormwater fund, the revenues have exceeded expenses by about $142,000, and water and sewer fund expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $240,000. On the second page is our balances in our bank accounts. And on the third page is a comparison to prior year. General fund is approximately $544,000 favorable in expenses as compared to prior years, expense over revenue. The water sewer fund is approximately $110,000 unfavorable when you compare to prior year.
Have we paid out all our checks to the nonprofits? Is all that out? Or
Probably about 75–80% of them have already requested their funds.
we got any more money out there we waiting on, maybe from Smyrna, anyone?
We're still waiting on the 100 grand from Smyrna.
Okay.
We got some emails going back and forth on that. Apparently, the board has approved that payment, but they've got some people that have been out. I think someone is out on maternity leave that handles their checks, and they were going to see if they couldn't get that check processed pretty soon.
And that goes to general fund?
No,
Oh,
sorry.
thanks anyway. All right, any questions for Ms. Rogers? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Library?
Evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Aldermen. I have a report for December 2009 for the library. Checked out 9,606 items last month, which was down about 400 from the previous year. We had 9,868 patrons visit the library with an average per day of 411 people, which is about 1,000 more people than this time last year. We issued 37 new juvenile cards and 168 adult cards last month. Ran 36 programs in December with a total attendance of 701. Computer users were greater by nearly 1,000 in the previous year, with 3,729 users last month. We had breakfast with Santa in December. It went very well. We would like to thank Ronnie Mosley for doing such a great job. I'm sure you all know what he did. I won't say it in case there are any kids that are going to watch. We'd also like to thank Mayor Irwin and Alderman Mosley for supporting the library and helping out.
We're
Parks
riding on
and
the
Rec.
back of the truck, freezing to death.
Well, I was getting to that, sir. We also want to thank Parks and Rec and Box 100 for helping us out with equipment and crowd control. And especially a thank you to Ricky McCormick and the fire department for escorting Santa and the mayor in such great style.
Santa Claus talked the mayor into getting the back of that
Yep.
fire truck.
They arrived at the
I just want to
library.
go on the record, no, Santa Claus.
They drove up to the library on the back of a fire truck with the lights flashing and the sirens wailing, and it was quite a sight. So we want to thank everybody for helping us out. We couldn't have done it without all of you.
Great crowd, wasn't it a great crowd?
It was a great
My
crowd.
goodness.
About 100
Growing.
that day, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody had a good time. In upcoming events, in February, we'll have a Valentine's Day party with entertainment by Laverne's own Kevin Kidd. That'll be on Saturday the 13th at 2 o'clock, and we'll be serving milk and cookies. Everybody's welcome. On Monday, February 15th, we begin distributing tickets for this year's American Girl Tea Party, and the girl this year is Rebecca, set in 1920s New York, so that should be a fun time. We will also be running a contest for our adult patrons in February to show them how much we love them, so we'll have a fabulous prize. All you have to do is check a book out and read it and answer a few simple questions. Are there any questions for me?
I have one. Y'all plan on starting any computer classes at the library?
We've had a lot of requests for those, and we are looking into it. We have to work out the space and figure out when would be a good time to do it, so we're not interfering with our regular patron usage of the computers.
Everything going pretty smooth over there?
I think so.
Good.
Haven't heard any complaints.
Yeah. Hear good things. People seem to be happy and everything. Going pretty good.
So far, so good.
Good deal. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Public Works. Well, I already tell you, that Mr. Patterson got a tie on tonight. That's a black tie, ain't it, guy?
Pitch black.
Boy, it's a nice tie.
Thank you. We were able to make some good headway on our chipper program. We only had 13 calls during the month, but we had 178 locations that we picked up, so we're trying to stay ahead of that and hopefully keep on it so where this spring we'll be, right up there and not behind on calls like we have been on the past. Most of our activities really hinged around the weather. You know, it's just been extremely cold. I got to give the guys credit, though. They've kept the salt spreaders and the plow truck up and running, and they've done a pretty good job. Even when you look at the surrounding cities, we've done a much better job of keeping.
That was very good the way you organized that, having them go home and come in on shift like that worked out pretty good. And Chief, your dispatch done a great job, and patrolmen, so I was listening, and it was coordinating real good on the bad spots and worked great together. So everything went pretty smooth.
Yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed.
Even though we had one truck down, Mr. Patterson. One
Yeah.
salt truck was down. We just had one, right?
It's down, but it's back up. They're almost down for the count, but we're keeping them running. And we were busy repairing and replacing Christmas decorations all month. The weather, again, we had a lot of salting that was done, extremely cold weather, and we're off to a start this year. We haven't had one night where it's been above freezing, and we've had 11 nights that have been in the teens. So we're hoping that by next week it's going to start warming a little bit, and it won't be freezing every single night. One of the areas that we were disappointed in is the water department had numerous breaks because of the weather. We're not as bad as Metro, but we did have some breaks, and we actually had 254 hours overtime in the water crew. And believe me, they really don't want that when it's freezing. And that's about it.
Did you say, how many hours overtime?
254 hours.
And I'm sure that they was rough hours out in that cold and that water.
It was. It wasn't a piece of cake at all out there. And Box 100 helped. They were out there with us on several breaks and probably saved the crew.
I was out there with you in spirit. Yeah, I let you know that.
Thank you.
I was pulling for you. I want you to know that. All right.
I want to mention one thing. It's probably a guide and Rob and Bo. I know during the Christmas we had the tree out there, and we mentioned about planting, getting a bigger tree. And I know time runs on. We don't think about it. So next year we need to see if we can put everybody's head together, come up with a big tree, and maybe get it planted in February. That's probably a good time to plant one.
I think you were working with 2 trees.
Great.
Just in case something happens to one, not that it could.
Exactly.
I good 3.
I'd like to just mention, Guy, I'd like to thank you for your leadership over in that department. We appreciate it. I know that when I get a call, that if I have to call you, I mean, that you respond to it, your guys respond to it, and a lot of times I ain't got to make those calls. There's so much improvement. I really appreciate what you've done with that department over there.
Thank you, sir.
And everybody has stepped up behind you and really doing a great job over there.
Good. Thank you.
Now, you're not going to call me tomorrow about raising, I know you.
No, maybe about new equipment, but no raise. I think I'll quit while I'm ahead.
Thank you, sir. Before we get much farther, recognize Tommy, our attorney tonight, stepping in for Evan. He's not a new face, but Tommy, appreciate you coming up tonight. Taking over for Evan. You'll never miss a beat. Good attorney. Appreciate having you. Now, for the favorite part of tonight, friend of all from the board here, Ronnie Shaw. Always glad to see you. Always. Especially when you're up here and I'm not out there.
That's
Not
right.
that I don't mind coming.
Well,
I'd love to.
I appreciate your time very much, all of you, and I'm glad that I'm considered the entertainment part of the evening. I'd much rather do what I'm doing than asking for heavy equipment. That would be good. So yes, I'm Ronnie Shaw. I'm the executive director of Read to Succeed. Read to Succeed is the literacy initiative for Rutherford County. And our mission is to promote literacy here in Rutherford County. And we do that with large public events that celebrate the written word. Ones I'm sure you're familiar with, Reading in the Schools Day, our Reading Rally, that of course happens at Laverne Library, as well as the other libraries in the county. And Unplug and Read, We also have our programming that we do, family literacy programming, our 6th grade spelling bee, our high school arts conference, family literacy program, I said that already, and our adult literacy program where we offer tutors one-on-one to meet with adult learners. And I'm here tonight specifically to give you some details about this year's one book selection. As you know, every year our collaborators on this one book community read program and Read to Succeed choose a title. We ask everybody in the community to read the book. That's all there is to it. We're just hoping to get adults enjoying literature, spending a little time talking about it with their neighbors. If everybody's reading the same book, then you're all set to have a nice little discussion after you talk about the Vols and the sports teams. You can just get right into the book. So during the winter months, I take the time and I visit all the city councils in Rutherford County. I visit the county commission and the city and county school boards and ask our leaders of the community, of which you are a part, to step up, take a copy, or I hear maybe even 2 copies were needed here at Laverne, and read the book. And that's all you have to do is pass the book around and enjoy it and let people in the community know that you are a reader. So do I have any takers for this year's The Soloist?
I think I'll take one of the books this year.
Excellent. That's just what I want to hear.
Wow.
Vice Mayor Gann is stepping up. That's great. I think the other one I was actually supposed to leave for Alderman Green. Has she gone
She's
on
gone.
her trip?
She'll
Oh,
be-
I missed her.
Yep.
Okay, so I might just leave the second copy. I'll let you guys fight over it, as I'm sure you will. And if you pass it along when you're done with it, you can always donate it to our local library. I'm sure they'd be very happy for some extra copies. So thank you for taking the book and for your continued support and for always stepping up when I'm looking for a speller or a council person or whatever.
They look good on stage, wouldn't they? Huh?
Excellent.
Only thing I read is the menu and the Bible.
The menu in the Bible. I saw you reading the agenda.
Well, I have to.
You were the fire chief. You read the fire stuff. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Anything about Read to Succeed that I can answer for you all?
What's the upcoming programs you got? You got anything?
Yeah, we have lots going on. There always is. The one book community read, as I told you about, The Soloist, and then Unplug and Read is the week of February 15th. And we just invite the community to pick a night during that week, unplug everything electronic. Yes, that's the laptops. The iPods have to come out. And enjoy reading with their family. And in fact, The Soloist is really appropriate also for your high school age children. But of course, with the little kids, you might want to read some other books with them. So that's going on. We have some family literacy activities. We hope to get back out to Laverne Lake and Smyrna Primary both in the next couple weeks. You know, the adult literacy program is always happening. People can find us at our website, which is readtosucceed.org.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you for your hard work and your dedication.
Thank
with
you.
the
I
kids.
appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
I will leave these for you. Thanks.
Thank you. That's way to step up. I'm proud of you.
How about that?
Now, you gonna pick it up and hand it to me?
No. I'm gonna read.
Okay, we'll start with number 4. Motion to approve agreement between the City of Laverne and the Town of Smyrna to use the tunnel under I-24 to upgrade the gas line connected to Woodland Hill subdivision. This has been on here a few times. Bruce, I think we're still not ready. Is that my understanding?
Correct. There is a draft in your packet, but the wording has not been worked out yet, so we'll need to defer it one more time.
Okay. Can I get that in a motion?
Need a motion for what now?
To defer?
I'll make a motion to defer.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a second. All 4?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 5, second reading, ordinance 2009-32 to amend Title 18, Chapter 1, Section 18-111 regarding the water meter turn on and off. This is only the one word has been changed in the document. Is that correct, Bruce?
Correct.
Okay.
This is changing it from shall to may as far as when water meters are to be pulled.
Okay. All righty. This is the second reading. I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 6, second reading, 2009-33, ordinance to adopt enacting codification revised of the ordinance of the city of Laverne. No one spoke for or against at our public hearing we had at 6:45. Any questions or comments from this board? If not, I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye. Passes on second reading. Number 7, second reading, ordinance 2009-34 to amend the city of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing official zoning map for tax map 18A, Group A, parcel 10.01 and 12, located at 114 and 120 Glendale Drive, consisting of approximately 2613 square feet, from a C2 zoning district to a R3, which is residential. Received an unfavorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on November 24th, 2009. Had a public hearing tonight at 6:45. No one spoke for or against. Are there a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
I'll second for discussion.
Have a second open for discussion.
I'll say that, I went over and looked at that site again, and my initial thoughts were, commercial, and I still like that commercial idea, but that area is becoming not necessarily a blighted area, but it's running down. But with that being said, I think, some of my concerns with the fire protection, with the water and stuff as well, and I think they have agreed to increase that water line size, Grant, or?
Agreed to upgrade the water line from.
That's something, if it goes back to planning for development purposes, that planning could, force that as well without approval of,
We wouldn't necessarily be able to enforce it.
I guess my
On a
question
verbal
is, if
agreement.
it comes back to development with the site plan to planning commission, and everything suits our regulations, can planning commission turn it down if they do not agree in writing to increase those water line sizes? Or would we be stuck with having to approve that at the planning commission level?
Utilities call.
You'd probably be stuck if they wouldn't agree to it.
Well, the roads over there, they're so narrow. I mean, and we're wanting to put more housing on top of over there. And I mean, I've gone over there and I've looked and I've looked. It does need to be improved, it does. But I'm just not sure we want to cram several more little, or apartments, condos, whatever you want to call it, on that road that you can only get one truck down. I mean, I was in my expedition, and there is no way another car could get past me.
Well, the planning commission could require widening the road. Naturally, they're gonna put sidewalks up. Sidewalks, there's no way around it. They're gonna updo the water and put a water fire hydrant there. And
We can, so Grant, obviously, the planning commission could force them to do some road improvements, obviously. I think that building envelope will be kind of small anyways, because I would hope that the city would get additional right-of-way for that road there, which is probably what do we got there now, 30 feet?
It's not very much. It's
If it's that?
We could, they would have to possibly upgrade.
see,
it
it's
to a
it's
standard
35
road
on a major
width.
thoroughfare. What is it on a residential? What's the right of way on residential?
In that
They'd
area,
have to
it's
improve it to a
50.
50, is what they'd have to improve it to. Right now, it's somewhere, it's kind of varies, but it's, about 20, 25 foot total, not just from the center line, it's just total. So they'd have, I think they're gonna be losing about 10 foot on their side at least for the most part of it.
So if they lost 10 feet on their side, what would that give us overall?
A 50-foot right-of-way is
No, what would that give us if we took 10, if they give us 10 feet on that side for the road? Currently, we have what?
Currently, it's probably about a 25 to 30, so it's probably, we're gonna gain on their side.
Well, we just gained part of that.
Yeah, it's only gonna be on
Normal
their
standard
side.
is
They
50
don't-
feet, right?
Just from the center
They're
of the
only, yeah,
road.
they're only required to do their portion from the center line over to their portion.
Okay.
So you're only gonna be gaining about half of what the 50 would be.
But what you're doing tonight, you're voting on the rezoning, and everything has to go back to the planning board.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
But if they come in and they give the right of way for the road widening on their sections, obviously, the planning commission can force them to do that,
Yes, sir.
amongst other things. But the planning commission could not force their hand on the water line improvements.
The only thing they
Legally,
could force
right.
the hand on would be if there's not a fire hydrant existing within 500 foot, then we
And
can
there's
make
not.
them put the line in to get the fire hydrant within 500 foot, which, would in turn make them put that line in.
Did y'all
But
go
there
to
is a
the-
line on Murphyville Road, and I don't know the exact, it'd have to be surveyed out to see if it's within 500 foot or not. I think it's right on the verge of being further.
But they agreed to work on that, work with us with the water line to the fire.
Yeah, we have a verbal agreement on that.
They had to put they had to put a fire hydrant at 500 foot. And to put the fire hydrant, the line has got to be upgraded.
Correct, because
You can't put a
there's
fire
only,
hydrant in
there's a 2-inch
unless you
line, I
upgrade
believe,
the line.
in there now, so.
But they can't do one without the other.
But the planning commission therefore could force them to put a fire hydrant on that site, which would in
Correct.
essence force them into putting a larger line for that
And that
area.
was my main concern, is fire.
Well, I know the night that house burned, it was all we could do, get police, fire, and all of that down through there, as it is. And then you're all wanting to put more buildings down, it just don't make sense in that area. It
How
just
many
does not
units
make sense.
Was that being requested?
I think they had stated they think they could fit a maximum of 7, but with the right-of-way dedication and some of the other things, it'd probably be more realistic to 5 would probably be more
It's two structures there now on both properties, right?
likely. Yes, sir. One of those has been.
Got two structures there with no fire hydrant. If the fire was there, if it was a fire hydrant there, it might have made a big difference.
Not in the room you have on the road. A fire hydrant is not gonna enlarge that space. It's only gonna put more stuff on that little bitty space down
Well, I've
through
seen
there.
accidents on Murfreesboro Road, and you can't get through. If you get 15 emergency vehicles on Murfreesboro Road, you still can't get through.
But
A
that
fire
hasn't-
engine can go down that road now.
But it's not having anything to do with the buildings that are there. Y'all are cramming more people into a little bitty space that's just not, it's just not feasible to put people, that many people in that little bitty space.
You know, what I'm not completely against it, but I'm not for it necessarily either. What I'd like to do is send it back to the planning commission again, and get some more input on, let them talk to them about, what improvements they are willing to do there.
Also, we can tell the planning board the concerns of this board.
Because I'm not certain what all the concerns were when it was there, but like I said, I'm not necessarily for it, but I'm not, looking at it, it would help improve the area. I understand Cena's concerns about obviously putting more people there and for public safety, but that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to send it back to planning commission for further consideration by that board.
Well, the planning commission could only be a recommendation to the mayor and alderman. We could get it back to the planning commission, but they would send it back to us favorable or unfavorable.
Well, one of the
The
two,
main
but,
decision would fall on us.
well, for the rezoning, but I think that if they, if they look at it and think that they can make it work with what's there, then I'd rather see it with a favorable, if they feel that way, rather than rezoning and be forcing them to deal with it.
Yeah, all of that could be handled in site plan and structure plans.
I'll make it in form of a motion to send back to planning commission.
Oh, we already have a motion on the
Well,
floor.
I got a second to
Oh,
open.
I'm sorry, I withdraw my second.
All right. Are you keeping your first?
I'm keeping it.
So I need to take action. I need a second, correct, Bruce?
Yes,
You didn't know I knew it, did you?
I'm good.
Thank you. I need a second. Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Can we address any comments?
Not at the meeting, sir. We had a public hearing and the planning board. I need a second. I'll second it. I think everybody made good points, and I agree with all of y'all up here. I think you can make the changes. I know planning boards would have to, will be very strict, and very tight on things. So anyway, I need a motion to approve or to deny.
You just second the motion to approve it.
I second the motion to approve it. I need,
You need a
Now you
vote.
need to
I need a
vote.
vote. Vote. Everybody for?
No,
No,
Roll call. Alderman Mosley?
no.
Alderman
Aye.
Walden? Vice Mayor?
no.
I vote aye. So we got a tie.
Right. The motion fails due to lack of majority.
Okay.
So the item is still an open item, but it'll need another motion.
Now we can take action if we want to defer it or take it back to planning board.
I'll make a motion to send it back to planning commission.
Have a motion to send it back to planning board. I need a second.
Second.
You got a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, number 8, your consent agenda items, A, B, C, D, and E. We talked about it at the workshop. Bruce, was anything taken off or moved around? No, sir.
No changes.
I need a motion to approve or to deny number 8, the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 9, appoint board members. Library board, we got one opening.
Library Board, I'll make the motion to appoint James Mosley.
I have a motion for James Mosley to be on the library board. I need a second. I'll second it. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I vote?
Sure.
Tommy, can I vote on this?
She can
I'll
abstain.
recuse my, huh?
She can abstain.
I'll
I
abstain.
think you can, yeah, abstain from it.
I'll abstain.
If you vote no, you might have to make an explanation.
Wait a minute, she's not gonna vote for it.
So she's
What's
not
going
for it,
on?
she's not against it, she's abstaining, she's trying to
I'm
save face at
abstaining.
home.
Okay.
Mayor, if you could take a roll call vote,
Well, Bruce, if you'd have gave me about 20 more seconds, that's what I'm about to do.
making sure.
Roll call. Alderman Mosley.
I'll abstain from this vote.
Alderman Walden.
Yes.
Vice Mayor.
Aye.
I vote aye. B is the beer board. We have one opening. Okay, Bruce.
We have a term that expired at the end of December. I did speak to Michael Jolly, who is the current member, and he does wish to remain.
He does. Okay. I need a motion.
Motion made for Michael Jolly.
Need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Greenway Advisory Committee, we got one opening.
I spoke to Mr. Paul Tangary, whose term expired at the end of December. He stated he's not been able to attend the meetings as much due to his work schedule. He stated he would be willing to step down if there is another candidate. We did receive one other application from a Robert Lee. But that's the only application we have.
All right.
Make a motion, we appoint Robert Lee.
Have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. D, Historic Preservation Advisory Committee, I got one opening there.
This is the term for Teresa Kennedy. I did speak to her. She would like to stay on this committee.
I need a motion.
I make the motion to keep Teresa Kennedy on the board.
I need a second.
Second.
I have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye. E, Local Emergency Planning Committee, we have three.
Terms for Ricky McCormick, Robert Kimbrough, and Lynn Rue expired at the end of December. I spoke to all three, or contacted all three, and they would like to all remain on this committee.
Okay. Can I get that in a motion?
So moved.
Need a second.
Second.
All four?
Aye.
Aye. Park and Rec Advisory Committee, one term open.
This is the term for Bruce Eichbauer. I did speak to him. He would like to stay on the committee. We did have one other application from Teresa Kennedy, who was just reappointed to the Historical Preservation Committee.
Okay.
So we have two applicants.
We just put Teresa Kennedy on the other board, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I need a motion.
Make a motion, we reappoint Bruce Ockmeyer.
I need a second.
Second.
All four?
Aye.
Senior Citizens Advisory Committee, one opening.
This is the term for Doug Schaefer. I did speak to him. He would like to stay on the committee. This position either has to be a county commissioner or the county mayor.
Okay. All right, I need a motion.
Motion made.
Need a second.
Second.
All four?
Aye.
Did you vote?
Yes, sir, aye.
Aye. Stormwater Appeals Advisory Board, one opening.
This is the term for Earl Garvin Jr. I did speak to him. He would like to stay on the committee or the board, and we have not had any other applications.
Okay. Can I get that in a motion?
Motion to appoint Earl Garvin Jr.
I get a second?
Second.
All four?
Aye.
Aye. And this board, we want to thank everybody that sits on our boards. We really do appreciate you giving up your time and doing that for the city. We thank you very much for that. Number 10, Resolution 2010-01, resolution to accept McFarland Point subdivision, Section 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on December 29th, 09. Any questions from this board to your engineer, Mr. Kyle Brown?
Yeah, everything's complete on this one.
All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 11, Resolution 2010-02, to amend the official street map for the city of Laverne by renaming Megan Joanne Cove to Twilight Cove. Received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on December 29, 2009. It was the 911, said it was too close and it was causing a problem, so that's why we're doing this. Can I get a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion approved.
Have a motion approved, need a second?
Second.
Have a second, all four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So they're saying all right. Number 12, Resolution 2010-03 to amend personal rules and regulations regarding the employee appeal process. Bruce Richardson, this is your stuff, it's what you're taking out because we don't use the board.
Right.
correct?
With the amendment to the municipal code, we've done away with the employee review board. And this will update the personnel regulations manual to take that step out of the appeals process, since we don't have that board any longer.
Okay. Can I get that in motion?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion approved, get a second?
Second.
Second, all four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 13, motion to approve agreement between Bob Park Development, the town of Smyrna, and the city of Laverne for the amendment for the permanent utility easement. Bruce, anything you want to say or?
I believe this one is ready to go. This is also having to do with that gas line under I-24, except this is the easement portion. This is an agreement between the three parties to amend that utility easement.
Does this not go hand in hand with the other one, or does it?
It does. It does. It's for the same line extension that they're wanting to do.
Did we address the issue of any damage that may occur to their gas line if we're working on water line? Whose responsibility that would be?
I have not heard anything about that.
I think Evan was gonna,
I did not get a revised copy, so I don't know.
I think Evan was gonna make contact.
Tom?
I
You got a
haven't
clue?
had told me anything about it.
You got a clue?
Do we need to defer this one along with item 4?
I know, specifically, we talked about, any kind of damage or anything. Make a motion to defer.
Have a motion to defer, need a second?
Second.
Have a second, all four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 14, motion to approve the bond settlement offered regarding the water edge paving.
Mayor, I'll speak to that. I spoke with Evan Cope today about this, and we know we had an offer to settle this here. I'm trying to find out amount. It was in the amount of $48,000, I do believe. Anyways, Evan has spoken with counsel for the bonding company.
Right.
And it does appear there may be some room for negotiating that upwards.
Okay.
And what I'd like to do is make a motion to authorize you and counsel to, legal counsel to negotiate that to the benefit of the city.
Okay. Making that in the motion.
Oh, yes, sir, I'm making a motion.
I have a motion, I need a second.
Second.
I have a second, all four?
Aye.
Aye.
Tommy, anything you want to add on that? All right. We're down to the mayor and alderman comments. Alderman Mosley.
Oh, I have a couple of things. We want to congratulate our water and sewer supervisor, Rayanne Bartlett. He just got his grade 2 wastewater collection system operator. So we just got a nice certificate for him. We want to congratulate him. Also, I know it's a little late, but since the snow, our meeting, but I want to take this time to thank all the employees and all the ladies and men who cooked and made our Christmas dinner possible. It was wonderful, and I also want to thank the Laverne Rescue Unit, Dana Blair, Nathan and Chad. They were at the building that night. They allowed us to use their ovens to cook those 4 big hams. And so those guys kind of kept an eye on that, and we want to thank them for allowing us to use those ovens to get some of those hams cooked. And again, I think everybody did a great job. The decorations were wonderful, and I think everybody really had a nice time. So just want to say thank you to everyone for that. That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Alderman Walton.
Just, we need to stay on that Christmas tree thing. Get it up.
And we don't ever worry about the Christmas tree to December.
Well, that's a problem.
Is that the problem?
That's
Oh,
the
okay.
problem. And keep everybody, the right family.
Absolutely.
We need to really pray And then, just hoping that 2010, it'll be a good year, be a prosperous year. Hope you get some more police cars.
Me too. I did hear Mr. Wright was actually speaking and had
Yeah,
gotten
sitting up in bed.
Getting up in bed. So
Sitting up in bed.
That's a good thing.
Doing better.
All right, anything else? All right, Vice Mayor?
I'll just add that, you know, I don't think that the city can feel bad about the Christmas tree breaking, because the one at Capitol had broke as well in Nashville, so.
Well.
They're not
really?
not three, but, but anyway, no, I have nothing else to add.
All right, just want to say, I really wanted to say something about Grant's tie tonight, but I couldn't, because Kyle, that tie you got, but does it come with batteries? Is that what it is? Because it's kind of glaring me in the eye a little bit. If you could just turn it down a little bit. But appreciate all the hard work, all our board members, y'all do a great job. We had a good year in 2009. We'll have a good year in 2010. I want to thank everybody, Big Chief. You do a great job. Tommy, Bruce, Mark, appreciate the hard work and everybody out here. That's all I have. I call this meeting adjourned.